New day here in the shop, still working on the 53 Ford Victoria. Shop dogs, what's happening? What are you guys doing? Is he antagonizing you, biting your ankles? Yep. So I wasn't filming basically anything today. I've been in here working on getting stuff sanded so I could start working on my jambs. Got my package tray pretty much done, and that's about it so far. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I got some of the gutter on the trunk sanded, and as I was doing this, then I started doing around the edges of the window here, the lip here, getting it feathered out. And I noticed a little spot right here that you can't see it now, but there was a little high spot there. And when I got to looking, it's lead. So then I noticed this whole thing. I don't know if you can see it in the light here, if we can get it right or not, but this whole area right here, is lead. And I got to look in the same thing on the other side. Yeah, you can kind of see it in the light right there. Right here. There's a big spot of lead there. So what I did, I got to look in here underneath. And basically, you can kind of see it here too. From here to here is a separate panel. And you can feel underneath there where they joined those two pieces together and then they leaded them in. And so I took this one down a little bit with the with a 80 grit roll lock. Hit the rest of this all with the DA with 80 grit. And you can feel some lows right in here. And I noticed on this side, same thing. When I went to sand, and I noticed I had some low spots. And so now I got to take care of those. I had never noticed them before. Maybe there was so much red oxide primer on there that you just didn't notice between that and at least two different layers of paint, because this had the red oxide primer and it had the blue and then the yellow, and then I primed it once or twice. So I believe what I'm going to do, I went ahead and pulled this out. So even right there, it's a low spot. Well, that's that lead. So rather than take that out, I thought about putting some glazing putty in there. But then you really should, if you do glazing putty or Bondo, you really should take that lead out and then fill it with, depending on that seam, you might have to put some short strand fiberglass fill in there to waterproof it, and then Bondo, but neither one of those will bond good to that lead. You can still get moisture infiltration in there. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit those good with 2 or 3 coats of my self-etching primer, my high build self-etching primer. So what I'll do is I'll get those hit. They got to dry a couple of hours before I think it's 2 hours before I can actually sand that. I'll hit it with a shot of guide coat, and then I'll give it a quick blocking so you guys can actually see what I'm dealing with there. So thank you all for coming back. Didn't think there was going to be a whole lot to video, but yeah, here we are. There's something else I find that I want to take care of. I know that wouldn't show up real good with a white paint because white is one of the best paint for hiding inadequate body work, let's call it. It's one of the easiest ones to paint that you don't see any of the mistakes or the bad areas to begin with. So hope you're all having a good one, and I'll get this hit and knocked down here and bring you back in a little bit. Meanwhile, I'll keep sanding on my parts that I'm working on getting jammed or going to. So catch y'all later. Okay, back here with a quick update, show y'all what I found on these leaded in places. This one here is not, you see it's still a little low, but I think another coat or two, a little bit low still right there. But I think another coat or two of the self-etching primer is going to take care of those. Over here, same thing, still a little low area right through here, a little bit here, but there was still a high spot right here. So I was tapping it down, and lo and behold, I poked a hole. The metal was real thin right there, and feeling underneath, I think it's part of a spot weld, and maybe that's why that was high to begin with. So I went ahead and tapped it down a little bit more around it. I'm going to tap it down a little more in this high area right here, and tomorrow I'm going to mix up a little bit of fiberglass and stuff in there, and I can reach from the underneath. So I'll make sure it gets in there good, seals that up, get it sanded down. But I think the trick is going to be a couple coats of self-etching primer. So that's what I'm going to do. I went ahead while I was at it and worked on a couple other spots. This one here, real good. I don't know if you can see there. Still got some sanding marks, so I'm going to give that another shot. They're all, but I can't even feel them. But went ahead and got these all taken care of. Haven't done any more down here yet, but yeah, this upper portion here is ready to go. So that's going to do it for tonight. Go ahead and hit a couple of those spots with the high build self-etching primer, and that way it takes 2 hours, so it's almost 7 o'clock. I'm not going to wait for them to dry tonight. I'll hit them here tonight. I'll be ready for me to hit first thing in the morning with some blocking and see if we can't get them knocked out. So hope you all had a good one, and we'll catch you later. Okay, welcome back. Another day in the shop, another update. Been busy sanding and priming and sanding and priming and sanding and priming, but here's where we are. We got this one pretty much done. I left off last night. I hit it with another coat of primer. Came in this morning, hit it with some guide coat. Looking good. Looking good. The other thing I've been doing is I'm back to working on this rear quarter. Had a few places that I had primed and never did get knocked down. Coming out pretty good. Still got a little low spot right here. Another one here. Little bit of one right there, and then one right there. The other thing I've done is I've had some mud back here got it knocked down and shaped. But in this lead, and I got some little pinholes down here. You can probably see them there. In my fiberglass, got this all knocked down, cleaned up, stripped down, edges knocked down real good so I can get some self-etching primer on them. Still haven't done anything up here. Well, actually, I guess I did. I knocked down the primer that I'd put on last night. Still got a little bit of low spot right there, and over here on this side. A couple small ones here, and this pinhole to deal with. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give these low spots over here another shot of the high build self-etching primer. Probably going to be 2 or 3 shots actually. I don't need to do any high build back here, so I'm going to try to get that hit, and I'll wait till I get this done down here. Then I'm going to come over and work on this side. I still got a few little places to do. Got this top portion here all ready for self-etching primer. Before I do it, I'll go ahead and just hit this one again, get it knocked down, because in this side pretty well ready to go down to this body line. Gotta check this one again. I think I need one more coat there that I've got on it. I'm going to try to get that down to that body line, then I'll be working on this body line. Going to get some self-etching, high build self-etching and put on there, and then I'll mix me up a little bit of putty. Still debating whether to put putty or some fiberglass up there in that hole. I think it's just a little bit too big for putty, for the glazing putty. So I went ahead and tapped down around the whole thing a little bit so that I can fill it back with the short strand fiberglass filler, and I'll kind of see what it does down here on the bottom underneath, where I can get to that hole. Oh, look at there. There's actually part of the spot weld I just pushed back up in there. So I'll see. I don't think I'm going to use the glazing on it. I hate to just mix up that little bitty dab of fiberglass, but we're going to do what we got to do. So that's where we're at today, and still moving along on this thing. So if anything develops, I will bring you guys back and show you what I find or what I did. Hope you're all having a good day. We'll catch you later. Well, welcome back to another day here in the shop, working on the 53 Ford Victoria. Shop dogs? What are you doing? Where are my shop dogs? There we are. Shadow, what are you doing? Is he picking on you? Jackson, what are you doing? You're being a goof. Yes, I know. They're picking on you too, huh? Anyhow, haven't done a lot to film today. Mostly sanding. Getting ready to do some priming, some more high build. I haven't put my guide coat on here yet. This has all been here. Those have all been hit with another coat of the self-etching primer. I think I showed you, but I got this one here. This doing good. Got my final coat of self-etching primer on it. This one over here, it looks good now. Still got a little bit of my guide coat showing there. So I'll probably go ahead and give this one more shot of the high build self-etching primer. Let's see, what else have I done? I haven't worked on it the last couple of days. Had new fiber optic internet put in yesterday, so I was dealing with that. I don't know if I ever showed you guys, but right in through here in this rain gutter, there was some spots rusted through. You can barely see, probably don't have enough good light right down in there. And I kept forgetting about it. So the other day, you can see where it's a little rough right there, right in there. But I kept forgetting about it, and as I was working on this side over here, I noticed it again. Originally I thought I'd just put some seam sealer in there, but I had to mix up a little bit of my short strand fiberglass fill. So I poked some of it down in there, smoothed it out what I could. Actually used a windshield installation thingamabob. I bought a windshield installation kit one time when I originally thought I could do this all myself, but with the cost of this glass in the front and the rear, I'm going to take it to a glass shop. I've already talked to them. I'm going to take it to a glass shop once I'm ready. Which will probably be one of the last things I do. I got to put the headliner in before I can put the rear window in. The front one I could go ahead and get in, but I'm just going to basically wait till I get it painted. And I'll haul it to town on a trailer and take it to the glass shop. They said probably a couple $100. I think I've probably told you guys before, that rear window is pretty unique to this car. I believe it fit this year of Victoria and 1 year of a Mercury. And it's been a while. I've had them for probably at least a year. The front windshield, I want to say it was about around $400. The rear window shipped from Indiana. I could only find one place in the US that sold them, and even then it probably came from China or somewhere, because it took I want to say it took 3 months, and it was right around $800 shipped. They shipped from Indiana, but anyhow, it probably came from China. And so I don't want to take a chance on breaking that. So anyhow, I got that rain gutter fixed. I don't have to worry. This all looks pretty rough right in here, but I really don't have to worry about that because this actually has a trim piece that goes on right there. And then there's probably a 2-inch wide band, stainless band that comes down and joins that right in here. And so that was originally rough like that. I haven't done anything to it. There, give you a little better shot of it. That big hole, so it's got this series of holes right here that holds that big stainless band that goes across the top. So I don't have to do anything else with that right there. I got this top portion, I've still got a little bit of a low spot right there. Other than that, this whole top portion of the rear quarter is ready to go. I'm still working on this down here. I don't know how to get in there. I don't have room to get in there and do anything else with that. I can't get in from the bottom side. So I may end up putting a little bit of glaze in there. I just started sanding it again. I actually done some work on this right here because it was a low. It don't feel too bad now, but I gotta sand it back down and see what it looks like. I actually got my porta power in there the other night and got it up against there. Got a 2x4 there. I actually heated it up first and tried to get some of them spots to shrink, those high spots. And we'll see how this plays out. Like I say, I might have to glaze this. Like I say, there's a big low right there. But the other thing I believe I'm going to do, I watched a video again the other night from Make It Custom with a K. His name's Carl Fisher. He's up in Canada, and he does some outstanding metalwork. And so I watched his video again on a shrinking disc. And so I've got online and checked them. That may be something else I do on this quarter here. I still got that Ranchero that'll be my next project. I may be able to use it yet on the fenders. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and buy me a shrinking disc and try it out. It's pretty incredible if you've never seen how they work. Basically, you put it on a big grinder and lay it on there. And I may try it on some of these high spots yet as well. But you just work it on there, and it's a stainless steel disc. And basically it only rides on your high spots, so it will actually shrink that metal. So like I say, there could be some use for it here once I get back on my fenders. Maybe my door. I don't remember just what kind of condition it's in. I'm gonna have to get on that. But my plan for today is to go ahead and get another shot of self-etch high build on this for those spots right there. Another shot of it here. And I got a little spot right here that that's low. And I'm gonna be completely reblocking this whole hood, or not the hood. I'll be completely reblocking the top of this here, hopefully before too long. But I want to get the lower parts done. Still got some work on this lower quarter down here, on the rocker. But this is one place a lift would be handy, because right now there's parts of it I gotta actually sit on my creeper and roll around and work it, and not real convenient. So I want to get those lower portions all done first. Then I'll be able to get it set back down on the floor off of the ramps and the jack stands and get it down, and then I'll go to getting that hood blocked. The other issue I still have is I got the other side, the door posts on the other side ready, but I'm having trouble getting this door all lined up. And I may have to do a little bit more work on this yet, because I can't jam those, what they call jamming. I can't put my paint on the jambs like I'm going to do back here until I make sure that door is in the right position and make sure my door gap is right. You see right there, it's tight. I had it where it was nice. Still got to go up a little bit here. You can see that drop down there. This front's pretty good, but it's got to come out. So it's just going to be a matter of getting that readjusted, making sure that body line's right, and then I can get those door jambs painted as well. So that's my goal for today. I'm going to go ahead and get this hit with a little shot of guide coat. Get those shot with some self-etching primer. some of the high build self-etching primer. One thing that was holding me up was my regular self-etch primer, so we went to town the other day and I bought 4 cans of that, because once I get it where it's good, like say from here back at least and down to this body line, then I can use the my regular self-etching primer. What else? So that's about it. That's my plan for today. I've actually got, I'm hoping, I don't know if I'll get to it today. Depends on how quick it goes getting that rear quarter knocked down. But I've got my parts that I had out and got all cleaned up and primed the other day. I'm going to get those scuffed because between that, this belt line here, the package tray, and part of the trunk lip here, I still got to work on the bottom of it here. And that I may be able to just give it some self-etch too. But between all those, that way I'll know I have enough items to start using my aero spray paint that I got. Because like I say, once you've activated this, you got to use it within 48 hours. So right now, I've actually got the whole cowl. I got both these door jambs. Pretty much the package tray, belt line there, I'll get it scuffed. That's probably gonna take at least a can. Oh, and all my pieces over there I showed you. Then the other thing I figured out, I got to looking at some pictures and I knew that lower splash pan has to be, or is supposed to be the same color as the car. So I'm gonna get this, and it's not gonna take a whole lot. I'm gonna get it ready where I can shoot it. The thing I found is that this, call it a splash pan for, not sure what it's called, and this are supposed to be the same color as the car as well. So I'm gonna get them off, get them scuffed, see what kind of condition they're in. I painted them black, so I don't think they're gonna need any high build primer on them. But I'm gonna get them scuffed just as well. So that's my plan. Thank you all for coming back. Hope you're having a good day. We're 83 here in the shop today. It's supposed to start getting a little warm here in Arizona. We're supposed to, by next Friday and Saturday, we're supposed to hit 100, 101 for the first time this year. So have to keep the swamp cooler going good. Keep the shop dogs nice and cool. They're already in here panting and whatnot because they got the fans all turned off right now while I'm talking to you guys. So that's where we're at. Hope you're having a good day, and thanks for coming along. I'll bring you back here later when I've got more of an update. Okay, we're getting ready to splash on some paint. I've been shaking this. You gotta shake it for 2 minutes. You take this red cap off. It comes in the lid. You leave the lid on. And set this on the bench. Push down on that cap, and that will activate the 2 parts in there together. Now we got to shake it for another 2 minutes. So I've never used this paint before. I don't know if it's going to go on like a regular spray can. I'm assuming that's what's going to happen, but since it's a single stage urethane, it's got the activator and stuff in it, may go in a little heavier. So what I've done is I got my fan set up over here, got the door opened up a little bit. I got a back window open over here, and I'm going to turn that fan on, and we're going to lay down a little paint, see how it works, see what it looks like. So here we go. Okay, so there we go. There's our first coat. It says to do a light tack coat first. And give it 5 to 10 minutes flash time. So like I say, 5 to 10 minutes flash time. So we're about 18. So we'll give it about 10 minutes. Only downfalls so far. I wish it had a adjustable nozzle so you could do horizontal spray or vertical like some cans do. I think what I'm going to have to do is the places where I have to get in on an angle, I'm going to have to do those first. It's like back here. And this don't have to be perfect back here. This is going to be covered up by the package tray. But you can see down in all these little grooves. I didn't get real good coverage. Was starting to have a little bit of issue with it spraying as it got down, as the can started to run out. I don't even know what I've done with it now. I didn't know, I kind of knew what to expect, so that took almost a full can. I think it said in their literature when I looked it up that one can covers 3 to 5 square feet. So that's pretty close. So we'll give this a few minutes here, finish to flash off. I'll probably put you guys on a time lapse for the next coat. And see what it says here for coats. Apply one tack coat and then 1 to 2 additional wet coats as needed for full coverage. Allowing 5 to 10 minutes flash time between coats, allow to dry 90 minutes before handling, and 3 to 5 days to cure. So. Alrighty, back with an update. Hopefully it gets set up here as I open the door enough to get my fan out of the way. Now I got a damn moth in here, but come out pretty good. So that took 2 cans. Guys, let me know what you think. We'll see how this Eastwood stuff holds up. If you've ever used it, let me know. It's their 2K Aero spray. It's got the hardener, got the paint and the hardener in the can, you puncture and activates those and spray it on. So it's basically a single stage urethane. So that's going to do it for tonight. Probably be back out here with you guys tomorrow sometime, at some point, working on the rest of this. Hope you all had a good one, and we'll catch you later.